Well friends, it's Crazy Cheap Chick. I'm down in Florida and today we're going over to a state park and take a little boat ride and see a mermaid show. So if you want to come along, feel free. If you don't, my feelings won't be hurt. There's not going to be any money saving tips on this video because when you're on vacation, just by the nature of it, you're spending money, right? I do try to save a little money by not buying souvenirs, and since we're in a condo, we usually eat 2 meals in and 1 meal out, so that saves a little bit of money. Buy our own drinks, so we're not buying those down in a store, but there's not a lot you can do on vacation to save a lot of money. Anyway, come along if you want. This is the entrance to Weeki Wachee Springs. Looks like in the summer this is probably a fountain. Oh yeah, you're looking good. What time is that? This place is full of mermaid statues, I'll say that for it. This is the Wilderness Cruise entrance. It's included in your $13 entrance fee. And the cruise lasts about 20 minutes. You don't get to go very far or see very much, but it is pretty. This is the boat. I want my coat back on now that I took it off. Yeah. There's trees that has the moss growing on it. Got the moss hanging on it.
No, there's a couple different fish species we can look for as we head on down there. Oh, those gray fish you'll see here below us, they probably saw back at our dock. And we could also look for the needlefish in the river today. The needlefish. Once it was determined that they're a slow-growing species, they were put into protection and have since rebounded. The first is the underground reservoir of water. Water in the aquifer itself originates as rainwater falling from the sky, trickling down to all the layers of soil which will filter out. We do have some cypress trees here in the park that are about 60 years old. Many years old, their other one was knocked down in a storm a couple years ago. They have since rebuilt. Now, bald eagle actually broke the tree that it was in underneath of all of that weight before those eagles were able to properly nest. Bald eagles are absolutely.
That's pretty.
In front of us, about to be off to our right-hand side again, we have these big, beautiful, bald cypress trees. Now, they've dropped all of their needles into the water for the season, hence the name bald. So it extends 5.6 miles from the head spring all the way down to Rogers Park. Now, that does ban anchoring, grounding, freshwater fish. We mostly see largemouth bass and a variety of different sunfish. We see the bluegill, the red ear, and the red-breasted sunfish. Now, fishing is not allowed the first 4 miles of river that is protected by the state park. Downriver outside of that boundary, fishing is definitely allowed. But again, the number one fish we do see here on this river are these mullets. They're vegetarians down there. You see them on the rod now. I don't typically recommend them over here for much fishing anyways. Now, coming up off to our left-hand side up in front of us, there's a couple differences between the two species. We'll use that.
There's a peacock siesta going on in there. Now, during the summer, this is a big, gigantic fun spot for kids, you know, water park. What do you see?
Manatees.
Oh, a manatee. All right. I see him.
Where's it at?
I just see one.
Come down here, Ed.
There's 2 of them now.
Do you see him?
I bet this is a hopping place in the summer. It does look like a fun place for kids to play. It really does. I think they called this Buccaneer Bay because, you know, it's got the water slides and all the kid things. I think we're gonna grab some lunch at the galley. I'm in the gift shop and it looks like little girls can dress up like a mermaid and then sit up here and get their picture taken. I think that's super cute. Mermaid, anyone? That's a lot of mermaids. I believe this is going to be my big purchase. Back in my younger days, I would buy a magnet. That would always be my souvenir because I never had much money. And so I would always buy a magnet until our refrigerator got to the point it was about to fall over because it had so many magnets on it. I had to stop. And still, every time I see a magnet, I want to buy one. I'd probably buy this one if I was buying one. So you know, I'm slowly crossing off all of the Florida state parks. And I had never been to this one before, but I've always wanted to come because, well, they have this mermaid show here. And it's just old kitschy Florida type thing. And I've always wanted to see it, so we're gonna see it today. And I'll let you know how it goes.
Underwater show of them all. Witness the world-famous Weeki Wachee mermaids perform and sing in the wondrous beauty of their natural spring.
Now, I can't play the music they played during the show or YouTube will ding me. One thing I can tell you is that has to be really, really hard to do. And when they have those fins on, you can kind of tell they're struggling a little bit. And all the little girls would get down to the front and be peering in. And it's really more a show for kids than it is for adults. But that being said, I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it. I did. And the show only lasts for about 30 minutes. It's not very long. After the show, you can get your picture taken with a mermaid. We didn't do that, so I have no idea if they charge for it. But overall, this park is super inexpensive. It's $13 to get in. And the $13 entrance fee covered riding the boat and going to the mermaid show. Now, the music kind of makes the show. I mean, it goes along with what they're doing, and they're kind of lip syncing along to the song that they're swimming or dancing to. Of course, I can't play that music or YouTube will ban my video. One thing they talked about was Elvis had visited the park back in his heyday, and they had a lot of pictures of him with mermaids, and so they did Jailhouse Rock in kind of honor of him. You could tell without the fins, it was sure a lot easier for them to perform. Here they are doing a form of synchronized swimming, and that's got to be pretty hard to do underwater, and they did a pretty good job of it. I would say this park is designed for young families and kids. It's small, it's easy to get around, it's inexpensive. Of course, the little girls just love this mermaid show. But even as older adults, we had a good time. So if you're in Florida and you're looking for something to do that doesn't take a lot of energy, I would suggest this park. But it doesn't really feel like a nature experience because it's right in town next to the highway. You can hear the highway noise. That's my only negative about this park. Other than that, check it out.
Tomorrow will be warm but rainy, but then Tuesday it's going to be cold.
Here's some houses, Florida color. This is called Coachman Park. It's down under a bridge, as you can see. See all the boats out there? We're looking for a pretty place to watch the sunset. That looks like some kind of amphitheater of some sort over there. It's a really pretty little park, really pretty landscape, you know what I mean? And it's all down under a bridge. I'm going to walk on down here. I like looking at boats because we don't have these kind of boats in Kansas. Look at those boats, man. Oh, that'd be fun to go on. Well, I bet it takes a ton of money to have a boat like that, though. There's some kind of bird down there. Got really yellow feet. It's like he has on yellow boots. And out there's a heron sitting on top of the boat. Look at him out there. Pooping all over the top of that boat. So, like boats like this, how much do boats like this cost? I mean, are these like multi-million-dollar boats or
Probably $1 million boats.
$1 million boats? This has been our nicest day. It got up to 76, I think. Really pretty. But tomorrow, I think it's going to be thunderstorms. I'm watching these boats coming in. They've probably been out playing all day, coming home. If I could afford a boat, it'd probably be that one. Up there, see them? I saw a whole bunch flying there earlier. Reminds me of Austin. Here comes some more. Coming home for the night. It's so nice to see something green in the middle of winter, isn't it? It's pretty down here. I don't know if you can see those have got flames on the top up there. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of young families out here walking around.
Birds that surprise wings.
It's what?
There's birds.
There's a boat out there. I don't know if he's coming in or anchored. And it looks like this dock has had some issues. Unless you want to take a swim. I don't know if that's more storm damage or what. Oh yeah, what is that?
It's an antenna.
Antinga? Now that the sun's starting to go down, you can see the flames on those little better over there. You can really tell who's from Florida and who's not because the people that live here are wearing mittens and heavy winter coats, scarves. It's like, it got up to 76 today. I mean, it probably is back in the 60s, but I mean, it's not cold yet. Look at these flames a little more. Oh, look at that. Someone's got a little drone. Oh, finally, I can get in on the drone sighting. That's fun. Little splash pad for kids. That's pretty though. That'd be fun for kids. And they've got this big pond with a bridge going across it and a water feature. I think that's really nice and pretty. Very nice for an urban park. So that people get out and kind of enjoy nature with the sound of the highway rumbling overhead. Do you think that fell over during the hurricane and they propped it up and are trying to save it, or what?
Yep. Definitely.
We think this probably got blown down during the hurricane and they're trying to save it.
It must a lot. We've seen lots of towns that break stuff like that.
Oh, those twinkle lights are kind of pretty. Got a big mural back there of dolphins. That's pretty cool. Really pretty tonight. I think we're gonna go get some pizza though. I think that's pretty. I want to get some of those and put them in my tree at home. They can't go in an oak tree or a walnut. So John Wayne says that this bridge lights up at night. Apparently they haven't turned it on yet. Maybe it has to be dark before they come on. But I'll bet that would be pretty. Is an extremely gorgeous tree. Very pretty tree. Wouldn't you agree?
Is that a bonsai tree?
I don't know. It almost reminds me of a bonsai tree. I don't think that's what it is. I don't know what it is. It's pretty though. It's kind of Norman Rockwell looking. Or who was that painter that always put street lights and paintings? Famous, you know who I'm talking about. I can't think of the name though. Did you figure it out? Kincaid? You just need a Victorian house there. This reminds me of what you would find in New York. But we're in Clearwater. Well guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon.